I'm going to put on 2 new trades today, as long as everything sets up and I am a professional investor. I'm competing in the US Investing Championship. There's my information down below. Feel free to read that. And I want to show you exactly what trades I have on now and what trades I'm going to put on in my US Investing Championship portfolio. So the first thing that we need to do is look at our plan. And I have the wrong PowerPoint up. I have the OVTLYR University PowerPoint, which OVTLYR University is going to start in just a minute. Oh my good gravy, this is taking far too long. I've killed my YouTube retention. Oh, here it is. OVTLYR catchphrases. I was filling this in today. All right, let's go over to here. Welcome to the OVTLYR Trading Room US Investing Championship invitation only live stream. This is where I help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. We are in Plan M now. As of right now, our most aggressive plan, it's Plan M for money, baby. Now, if you want normal returns, this is not for you, but if you want outlier returns, you're in the right place. So we need to look to reduce risk before adding any new trades. We need to review our active trade exit signals. So for Plan ETF, I still am carrying a little bit of SPXL. Let's see if we need to exit that real quick. First things first is a SPY sell signal. Let me pop into OVTLYR, and I'm going to leave that there. It's just going to make my life a little bit easier. Let's pop over to OVTLYR on the home screen, and we can see SPY still has a buy signal. So we're good there. A 30-day order block being hit on the SPY. Let's go to SPY real quick here. And oh no, we're crashing to levels we haven't seen since yesterday. Oh, it's so awful. Nope, no order blocks out here, and the 10 is still over the 20. And so all of that is still in place. The SPY is not 3 ATRs above the 20 EMA. So I don't have a reason to close my Plan ETF trades for the Plan ETF exit signals. However, we need to listen to what the market's telling us, because I think I have a little bit of work that I need to do. Now, when we look to Plan M, our most aggressive plan, 40% of the move is due to the market, 30% due to the sector, and the last 30% due to the stock itself. So let's start with just the market. The SPY has a bullish trend. The 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50. The SPY has a buy signal we just talked about. The SPY fear and greed heat map, let me go over to that real quick. Let's go see what that value is. So what we're measuring here is if the fear and greed is rising in the asset, the SPY, the S&P 500, and it is, yes, today it's at 62.41 and it's rising from 62.26 yesterday. So it is under 70 and rising. Full stock's breadth. Let's pop over to breadth. And we will see that breadth is still crossed over. So that's great. That's exactly what we want to see. Now, that means the market is set up. Let's go now into the sector. So the sector, the OVTLYR channels down here, I'm going to start there. I always like to start there. What we see is more uptrends, less downtrends. That's perfect. That gives us a market score of 2. Doesn't matter what any of the sectors are. Now we're going to look for sector relative greed. We're going to look at fear and greed heat map, relative greed, and sector breadth all at the same time. We can just hit this little summary button right here. So the fear and greed of the market, the SPY is at 62.41. What we're looking for is any sector that has a higher fear and greed score than the market. And that leads us down to the materials sector. It is moving up, so it's getting more greedy, and it has a bullish crossover. So we're good to go. We're good to go. We've got the sector fear and greed heat map under 70, and it's rising. Relative greed is sector greed's higher than market greed. Sector breadth has the bullish cross. And if you want to look deeper into it, you just hit this little down arrow button, and boom, there you go. Everything for that sector is populated right there. Let's move here. And we already talked about the OVTLYR channel score. So we're good for the material sector. No other sector sets up today. This is the same sector that set up yesterday. Okay, cool. Now, before we continue and look for the new stocks, we need to look at the stocks that are in our portfolio right now for those exit signals. So Plan M exit signals. So I've already made these my favorites. It makes it super simple whenever they are your favorites to come over here to see if you have a sell signal in place. And none of the trades I have on right now have a sell signal. Now, I don't own SoFi. SoFi is the greatest stock in the world. It is the future of finance. And for that reason, it must always be on your watch list. SoFi must always, always, always be on your watch list. But it's on a sell. Everything else is a buy. So no issues there. 1020 bearish cross. Let's look at our trades that we have on currently. KGC first. 10 is over the 20, so no issues there. Not quite to the 1 ATR rolling point as of this moment, so nothing to do on that. Let's go to PPTA. Same situation here. 10 over the 20, no issues, no need to roll. NEM. Oh, we may be able to roll NEM. 10 is still over the 20. Let's come back to NEM. I'm going to mark this one blue. That way I can look at it in just a minute. MP, 10 is over the 20. No issues there. No order blocks or anything in our way. So everything that we have right here, we don't have any issues. We have no sell signals, no 1020 bearish cross, no outlier blocks in our way. None of them have earnings. None of them have gapped up 5% and are pulling back. None are hitting our stop out points. So that means we don't have to do anything to these trades, okay? Except for NEM. Let's see if we can roll NEM. I honestly was not planning to roll NEM, but let's see if we can. Let's see if we can. So let's go into the portfolio. Let's go to NEM and let's go to the options grid right here, NEM. And so we are in the NEM. I really thought it would show up on here as far as like which strike we're in. The 105s on January 30th. It shows that I'm there. I just want to see like the little icon shows me where I'm at. Now, if we were to roll from the, not the 104s, but the 105s, close, stop. Okay. From the 105s to the 106, maybe. Let's take a look at it. Liquidity is not that great at the 106, right? It's got 179. My liquidity rules are these. Now, I'm not going to break those rules, and I never will break my rules because I want to start at 21 days to expiration. This is 17 days, so this is the closest we could do, either this one or this one, okay? 250 plus open interest. There's not a lot of open interest on this strike right here, the 106. 179. There's really not a lot of interest down to the 110. Now, we could look at the 110, but the extrinsic value, we need to see 30% absolute max of the options value be extrinsic with less than 50 cents on the bid and ask spread. So if we look at this one right here, this is the 110, nearly $1 on the spread. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what the extrinsic value is. When it's $1 wide, I'm just not interested. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Chris, of course it's $1 wide. It's a $100 stock. This is important, right? You can make your own rules. This is my rule. It is a nice rule of thumb to look at it and say, oh, you know what? This doesn't fit my trading plan. I want that liquidity tight because I don't want to lose any more than I have to from that bid and ask spread. And I'm definitely not going to lose $1 on $7. So I will not be rolling NEM today, and that's totally okay. Look for opportunities, but don't force anything. So NEM stays on, and we'll go ahead and just mark it back to green. Cool. Now, how about some new opportunities? Right? Looking at this, we need to see the stock have a bullish trend. Remember, we're only looking at the material sector. Stock having a bullish trend, the stock have a buy signal, the stock fear and greed heat map is rising, and the stock be greater than 2% away from an order block. It needs to be over its own 10 EMA and greater than $10. Now, every stock that we look at, I call one of the most important things we look at is what's called the outlier 9. Everything in gray on here is what is built up in the 9. Everything in blue is an additional step that I have in my personal trading plan. So let's go into my screener. And this is in fact, let's start a fresh screener over here. I've already run the VacLab bookmarklet. You'll see why in just a moment. And this is my screener criteria. I've got this filtered down to be just the material sector, positive only, greater than 1 million average daily volume with the current buy signal. I don't care about the market cap. I want greater than $10. The fear and greed can be wide open, any fear and greed value. I want to see that fear and greed value moving up with an uptrend indicator, meaning the 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50. That's the green shading in the background. And so when I run this, it's going to look like this. It's going to have several names that pull through, even with 2 new ones today. But in my trading plan, backtesting, we found we could take signals up to 5 days old. Because we can take signals up to 5 days old, we really could take anything for the last week or so. And there is a really sick bookmarklet thanks to our amazing outlier named VacLab. And he has built this, so it will actually do all the work for you. It's so sick. And it actually sorts it by signal return. And I just learned today, you can copy the symbols straight into TradingView, which I've done right here. Now, for the effort of spending a little bit less time doing this, I've already gone through these. Everything marked in yellow, I would not trade because of the options liquidity. If they work for you and your plan, by all means, you do you follow your plan. For me, it didn't work out. There are two, however, that have piqued my interest. One is Ego. Now the 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50, it's over its 10, it's greater than $10. Everything sets up with this stock right here. The other one I'm interested in is OR, but OR is sitting right on top of an order block right here. This was created on Monday, October 25th. Because of this, I need to give it a little bit of time. If it closes on top of this order block, I'm in. I will take this trade. If it closes inside the order block, there's no way you're getting me to buy this stock. I don't know where it's going to land. So I need to let this one work for another 50 minutes or so. Then we're going to come back to it. We're going to do an Outlier University lesson. We'll clip this video so it flows seamlessly, but we're going to watch and come back to OR in just a couple of minutes. However, Ego's ready. Ego, I don't have any Ego on Ego. Let's take a look at Ego real quick. EGO. Now, looking at Ego, I'm starting at the February, right? Starting here and looking at Ego. Okay. Well, let's see. Not really a lot of liquidity. What if we go out to March? I want to see 250 or more. If we go out to March, now we're talking. Look at all this liquidity here. This is exactly what Chris wants to see. All right. So which one would Chris be interested? Well, we could go with either the 77 Delta or the 80 Delta. All right. Let's look at the prices over here. This is 20 cents wide and a little less expensive. This is 40 cents wide, a little more expensive. You know what? The 35 strike fits all of Chris's criteria. What's a $1.48 on 710? Let's take a look. Let's do the math. 1.48 divided by 7.10 equals 20. So it's at 20% extrinsic value right now. Not too shabby. Okay, I'm very interested in this. I have a limit of 30%, but this is not an issue. So let's keep going here. How many of this do I need to buy? Well, I've already done a little bit of the math over here, and we're looking at Ego. Ego, if I were to pick this up and I have my account balance put in here and I'm using my percent risk, which I don't want you to use, you need to use yours. And by the way, this exact portfolio template that we're going through is down below. You will see every single trade that I put on in the US Investing Championship in this spreadsheet linked down below. You will also get the full PowerPoint of everything that I am showing you in my trading plans down below. There is no masterclass. There is no paywall. I'm trying to show you you can be successful in the stock market. And then once you are successful, once you understand how it works, then you will become an outlier. That is my evil plan here. Okay. Full disclosure. Looking at this, I've already marked on here that I'm looking at the 35 calls in March. Now it's going to cost me about $9,100. Where did I get that number? This is the option size that I am willing to take risk on for this account, for this US Investing Championship account. The price per contract is roughly $7. And let's double check that real quick. Roughly $7 right now. So in order to fund this, I would need to get $9,100 of liquidity. In fact, it said 710. So let's just bump that up. $9,230 of liquidity. I have SPXL in my account right now that I can use for some liquidity. Now, I do have a little bit of cash. I have $22.79 in cash right now. So how much cash do I need to get to 93.30, 92.30, 22.79 minus 92.30 gives me 69.51. 69.51 divided by the current price of SPXL. I'm going fast. I know I'm going fast. If this doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. Rewind it. Watch it again. You'll see. This is a professional investor at work. And let me ask you this real quick. If you were watching a doctor do brain surgery, would you stop and be like, hey, what that over there? What that is? What are you doing there? No. You would let him do his job. Let me do my job. You can, of course, ask questions later. Okay. So 230.43. So 69.51 divided by 230.43 gets me 30 shares. So I need to sell out 30 shares in order to afford Ego. Now, if we do take the OR trade later, I will then have to sell some additional shares to do that. But for right now, we're focusing in on Ego, EGO. Let's go in here. Let's sell out. How many shares was that? 30. Trading SPXL. Send a ticket. Send to ticket. I don't want to sell my full position. I just want to sell 30. I had 106. I'm going to sell 30. And I'm going to do market price because honestly, it's super liquid and we should get a great price. So we hit sell. Let's go over to orders and we'll see it was filled. I sold 30 for 230.35. So I'm out of, average price 230.35. I'm out of 30 SPXL, but I still own 76. Now, if we go to the account view, it should show 9190, which I may have to do one more. I may have to do one more. Let's price it out, see if we have to do one more. If we have to do one more, that's okay. So let's go to Ego, trading, options grid. We're in Ego. I'm looking at the March 20th 35 calls. I need to pick up how many of these? According to my spreadsheet here, 13. Okay, let's see if I can get 13. If I can't, I'll go sell one more. Let's see if I can pick up 13. 13 at 715. This should get rejected. No, we're good. Filled with 13. Okay, sweet. How much cash does that leave me? Okay, I'm at negative $106. Don't tell my mama. I just spent 106 extra dollars. That's okay. I've got a little bit of margin apparently with Trader that I was not expecting. So we are in Ego. We are in Ego the March 20th. Joe, I hope you're listening. We are in the March 20th 35 calls for Ego. The price was 40.67 when I put that on. Let's go mark on the chart for Ego. Don't tell my mama. So go here. And then we got a little trend template that I can use, which makes life really easy. And, oh, it does have some order blocks up ahead. I have my order blocks turned off. Hang on. Hang on. Let's double check this. Could Chris have made a trading error? It's 2.76% away. That is totally okay. No issues there. As long as it's greater than 2%, I'm good. Now, listen, if it comes up into this, I'm out. There's no way you're going to get me to keep this. Okay. So Chris almost made a trading error. Chris almost made a boo-boo right there, but we're good. So let me add in my current plan template. We're going to show on here where we got in, because as professional investors, this is part of the plan, is knowing where to get in as well as where to get out, and any rolls that need to happen. Here will be a roll, and here will be a roll. If we get to this point right here or inside of order blocks, and it really doesn't matter, we're going to close it anyway. Now let's put on our stops over here, a 2 ATR stop loss and a 3 ATR emergency exit. 3 ATR right there. Let's double check our order blocks for OR. Yeah, the order block is still there. Okay, cool. So if this closes over 40.81, I will do the same thing to generate cash in order to get into OR. If it does not close over 40.81, I don't care. I don't have to take the trade. I still have everything else in place. So this is my current portfolio. We will cut this video to make it seamless, but this is where we're at as of right now. And in fact, let's go to our orders. No. I want to go to this. Hey, this is not looking so bad. This is not looking so bad on our US investing account so far. I like it. I like it. Now, remember, back to our plan on, was it Ego? Or no, it was OR. Yes, we wanted to see it above 40.81. Through the magic of YouTube editing, it is now at 40.97. So I need to go place this trade right now. In fact, let me go do it in my family accounts real quick. And let's see what the current price of this is. So we're looking at OR. And I do need to get I already have it right here. Cool. I need some liquidity. Got a couple minutes, so I need to kind of hustle. The current price of this is 750, give or take. So on my other screen, I'm putting it in my family accounts. I have 2 family accounts that I run, plus the OVTLYR fund that we're going to use for the US Investing Championship. Okay, let me work on these real quick. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm already in one of them. Let me go to the next one. Okay, I'm in. All right. So looking at OR, I need some liquidity. How much liquidity do I need? So in this case, let me zoom out. I need $10,780 in the OVTLYR fund in cash. I have no cash. If you remember, I'm actually negative cash right now of $106. So I need to go into my portfolio and I need to sell some SPXL. So send to ticket. And again, I need exactly 10,780. So 10,780. divided by the current price of SPXL, which is not there. SPXL, where is it at? Here, 230.84. Means I need to sell, let's make it 47 shares. But you know what? Let's make it 48 so I don't have any margin. Let's make it 48. So I need to sell quantity of 76, 78 SPXL. Okay, just making sure. 78. Oh, I only have, wait a minute. I only have 76. What did I do wrong here? 48. Oh, look at that. Chris almost made a trading here. 48. Okay. And I'm going to make it on market, sell. So I should have 30 left here, 28 left there. Good. Okay, cool. And if I go to my account view and I look at my cash, I have 10,983. I need roughly 10,780. Okay, I should have enough to cover it. So then I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to go trading options grid. And you can see I've already got the order staged right there. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to adjust this because I already know I need 14 contracts. So this is one of the things I like to do. So I like to just get my position size and then put it at a penny. And then once I'm ready for the day, I can just come in here and say, okay, the mid price is 755 right now. I can just change this to 755. 55. Did my computer freeze? Hang on. Order 755. Okay. Replace. This will replace right here. We'll see if we get filled. Open at 755. Okay, so we're not filled. That's all right. Let's make it 760. Filled at average price 760. Okay, so I am long. What is trading options grid? Or is 4092 right now? So I am long the April 17th, 35 calls, while OR was trading at 790 or 4092. 4092 is the current price. I'm long the 35 calls and I spent 760 for them. So Joe should have been updating us over in the US Investing Championship trading room. He's got this one right here, closing that, buying that. Joe is right on top of it. Joe, you are outstanding. Thank you so much, Joe. Okay. And now I need to go mark on the chart where I get in and where I'm going to be rolling my positions as needed. So let's mark this real quick with my little handy dandy deep thought indicator. Show current plan markup. Bada bing, bada boom. And let me add in opening price and the ATRs here. Now remember, I wanted to see at the end of the day if it was going to close above that order block. It looks like it is. It's got 3 minutes to go. Could it turn around? Absolutely could, but unlikely at this point. And lastly, right here, 3 ATR emergency exit. So now I have my plan marked on the chart where I'm going to roll, where I'm going to get out on a stop loss or an emergency exit. And if it continues to run, I will roll my trades up. But in the meantime, it has closed on top of this order block. So I'm good to go. That's everything that I wanted to see right here. So let's review where our portfolio is today. Our portfolio today, KGC 30 calls in January, MP 60 calls in January, NEM 105 calls in January, PPTA 22.5 calls in February, EGO 35 calls in March, and OR 35 calls in April. Now, you'll see that the expirations are a little bit different from here and there, and it is solely for the purpose to find liquidity. If I can't find liquidity, then I am not interested. I am not interested. And we do own just a teensy tiny bit of SPXL still. And these open trades right now, we're up about $1,200. That's 4 years of OVTLYR. That's 4 years of OVTLYR that we are up as of right now in this. Actually, I want to go over here real quick. So 52.3 right there. That's about 5% gain for the year so far. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Remember, I am competing in the US Investing Championship, and so that is not too shabby at all. When OVTLYR is 82 cents a day, we just paid for 4 years of OVTLYR, just like that. So listen, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these two videos. Have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.